Okay, we are here with a man that needs no introduction and a car that needs even less of an introduction. James from Pirate Cam Co. and the almighty Jelyrol. Thanks for staying back late for us, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming to have beers with us.
Mate, my absolute pleasure. You said beer, I was here. Now, this thing has been at a few full drive shows, as have you, and has caught my eye every single time. Now, the people that would have seen our Brisbane coverage would have seen a little snippet of this car, but I thought it was time we got in depth. I want to show the people the ins and outs of this thing, find out a little bit more about you, the business here, and exactly what makes this thing just so special. Give us a brief history of the car. What actually is the base car? How did this sort of project all come about? Because obviously you've had a couple of other project cars, pork roll, bread roll, jelly roll. Run us through the mentality.
We'll start at the name. So the name, Pork Roll was the first name.
Yep.
Pork Roll's a bit of a weird one. So I got a mini pig, right? So I had another one previous and she was 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
And she was an absolute legend. I used to call her Pork Roll. And I always wanted to name a 40 I've been working on, Pig Taxi. And when I tried to buy the plates, they wouldn't let me do it. Anyways, long story short, unfortunately, the pig died a few years ago. It was a bit of a, what do you call it? Retail therapy. A bit of retail therapy. And then what basically happened was I ended up with Pork Roll because that's what I used to call her.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then I started with that car. That was before we started Pirate Camco. And then when we came into this, it was the amount of response I got from Pork Roll and how much people loved it. I was like, every car we do needs to have a food name with roll on the end.
Yeah.
It needs to be broken into 4 letters. And then that's how Bread Roll, Jelyrol was born.
Yeah.
Bread Roll was mine. My missus hated it, thought it was lame. But hey, I think it's pretty good still.
I like it.
Jelyrol, that was her name. That's probably the best one we've come up with yet.
This is hilarious, so I think. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what's the base car that we're looking at here? What year model Jimny?
So this is a 2020. This one's a 2024. Some people watching may know the 2023 model over there that we first had. It got hit by a bus. We got T-boned.
Yep.
So this one's now 2024, but it's a JB74 Jimny 3-door. They come with a K15B standard motor, 1.5 litre, 4-cylinder petrol. They're pretty capable straight out of the box.
I agree.
We did a video on it straight out of the box and it was mental. Like, I've never been so excited to go wheeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I took it out and I thought I was going to die every time I wheeled it. And I was
so
good.
Yeah, I'm finally getting a bit of a taste for it now with the little Zook budget build that we're doing. Like, little cars are gangster. They fill you with some kind of confidence that really it shouldn't for something that's so tiny and inconspicuous, but I'm all about it. Now, this thing is one hell of a build for a brand new car. I mean, we're in 2024 and to have a 2024 model car built like this is pretty gangster. It's a bit of a rush job. We've got a couple of shows coming up, but this thing looks like a complete car, man. It really is cool. I reckon we start up the front. We work our way around the outside. The main reason I want to film this thing is because of what's hiding under the bonnet, but we're going to save that until the end, so you guys are going to have to hang around. So, let's kick things off. Barwork, suspension, wheels, tyres. Let's do it. All right, this thing for a 2024 car looks like it's been well built and well thought out, but we know it's not quite the case given the T-boning incident and getting this thing rapidly slapped together for an upcoming show. We're going to go front to back, inside and out. We're going to save the best for last, and that is what's hiding under the bonnet. We're going to kick things off with the Barwork up the front. Run us through it.
Right, let's start at the front. So up here, we've got an Ultravision Raptor light bar. Now, these guys, everyone probably knows I'm pretty big on Aussie-built stuff, so that's Australian-made light. Then we went to a Hamer hoopless bar. Now, I really like the look of this thing. I've seen it online, and I don't know, it just suited well with the flares. It came out match of flares, everything we liked. So we went with that, and of course, it's a winch bar, so I've got this little ATV winch up here, which currently is not wired up, hence that's flopping around. We won't talk about that.
No, it's fine. Now we come around the side. Let's talk wheels, tyres and suspension. Now, big rubber for a small car. Oh, the cameraman's yelling at me. Moving on to the money shot side of things, the thing that everyone loves, wheels, tyres, suspension. What are we looking at?
Oh, well, so we've got fuel coverts in a, I think they're a 16.
16?
Yeah, they're a 16.
Yeah, we know things. We know cars.
So we've got 16-inch fuel coverts in the bronze. Now, the tyres are a Nitto trail grappler. Now, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Nittos, so I've always run with them. They've been really well. So Nitto Trail Grabbers, they're the mud terrain. They're in a 285 75 16. Really, really good tyre.
Yeah, which is around the equivalent of a 33. But on a car like this, the shape of a sourdough bread roll genuinely looks like a 40-inch tyre on any other car, which I think is so hilariously proportionate and excellent for this vehicle. Suspension-wise, everything is powder-coated by yourselves, I'm assuming, and looking absolutely banging. What sort of kit are we running? What's the suspension?
Suspension is pretty much a bastard. It's a makeup of like lots of different things.
Yep.
So we started originally, it's probably easy to go backwards. So we started originally on the other Jelyrol with a Tough Dog kit, which was an 80mm kit.
Yep.
And it came with panards, steering arms, all that sort of stuff, all the good bits.
Yep.
We kept those, and then we switched out the shocks and springs. We went to a 4-inch spring from Suzuki Off-Road.
Yep,
Went to a 4-inch spring from Suzuki Off-Road. Then we had Little Rig. So a lot of people know the Little Rig.
Yep.
So we had Darren come in. I did a live with him one day, and he came in, and we had a good chat. And then he gave me a bit of info to save me the hassle of doing the research on the shocks. So I went to Superior Engineering. I got 50mm shocks from the JK Wrangler in the front.
Okay.
And they're not a remote res or anything. It's 2.0.
Yep. And
then I've got NP 300 50mm in the rear. So that was to give us all the extra travel we needed.
Crazy.
So good. Then we went to hard race. So we went to hard race and we got the adjustable front radius arms.
Yep.
Then we got the 4-link in the rear.
Sick.
And then I got the hard race quick disconnect sway bar here.
Yep.
However,
it's really disconnected.
It's really disconnected because I lost half it. Wait, stay there. Stay right there. Let me get
Cameraman,
him.
wait.
Let me get him.
We're right back after this brief intermission. And he's back.
This bit. So this bad boy here, it's all nice and powder coated.
It's not how it's meant to disconnect, might we add to the people.
Yeah.
Let's jump up the back of this thing. We'll take a look and we'll open it up and show the world the famous Pirate Camco gear, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Almost fucked that up.
Everyone likes a nice ass, and that's exactly what James and the Jelyrol have in spades back here. Let's quickly talk about it. Lovely lights, lovely whip. Run us through quickly.
Right, quick run. Lights, Curry's Customs, absolute legend, brought them in. I'm not sure what exactly he did, but he brought them in, made them, done them. They're absolutely magic.
They look sick.
The whip comes from EcoX soundbars, so
Yep.
those guys are absolute legends, and you'll see in a minute how it works.
Very cool, very cool. Now, if we dive into the back, this is where you guys are going to see exactly what James and the team are world famous for. At least famous in my world, that's for sure. Now, this is quintessential Pirate Camp Co. Run us through the setup in the back and tell us a bit more about exactly what's happening in here.
Right, so very, very quick, I'll put this in this hand. So very quickly, on the back window here, we've got a rear window molly. So again, that's our signature honeycomb molly pattern, which you can strap lots of different things to.
Yep.
On the side windows here, we've got molly patterns. We've got pockets on the molly panels on the window. We've also got pockets down below. On this side here, we've got ourselves a 100 amp hour custom lithium battery in behind this. So this is our full power unit. So we can throw a fridge in here. Up top here, we've got a parcel tray. Now, these things are good. They throw absolutely everything up there. On the speaker here, we've got an EcoX soundbar speaker, which obviously powers the whip and powers the LED light strips we've got up there. Now, down below here, we have a platform, which is our platform as well. We've got a custom H2O flooring set up down here. So this is that C-deck foam that you can get, and they've done a full custom route job for us. Now, to clear some things, no, we're not selling these, mainly because it was nearly $500 just to get made. I don't think anyone wants to pay that. Alibaba has got all your goods down there for that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the back here, we've also got the cargo, light cargo barrier, pet barrier thing there. So you put all your stuff in there and keep yourself safe.
Yeah, very cool. I like this. Now, this is all core Pirate Camco, right? This is your bread and butter. You do the molly panels for a whole bunch of different vehicles.
Yep.
What's the range look like now?
The range is huge. It's massive. Like our range now, so pretty much whatever you see in this Jimny is going into pretty much all wagons that we can come up with that we think are going to be good sellers. Going to go into just about every wagon and make it cool.
But anyway, the reason I wanted to film this car, the reason this ever caught my eye in the first place is because I'm a man that loves a bit of power. And this has got that in spades. I reckon we jump back up the front, we open the bonnet, and we take a look. Okay, now this is what originally caught my eye at the Full Drive show and why I wanted to get James and this thing back on the channel for a little bit more of an in-depth look. Gone is the boring Jimny engine bay and borneth the Jelyrol fluoro-coloured thing that we're looking at here. I don't even really know what to call it. It's so freaking cool. I was just saying before off camera that you can't look at this bay and not just be happy and smiling and just looking in all the corners, because it is so just mesmerizing. Run us through what you've done, the color choice, the bonnet art, the whole shebang.
I don't know where to start.
Neither do I. I'm turned on, I'll tell you that much. Let's start with these Jimny motors in their stock form.
Right.
What actually is it?
So it's a K15B, which is a 1.5 litre petrol engine.
Yep.
They make pretty much zero power. Like we're talking...
So gutless. I've driven one.
75 horsepower.
Right. Yuck.
At the Tyres factory.
Yep.
Torque was like 90 Newton meters. Like it was terrible. It was crazy. Like it was flat out holding 100 Ks on stock wheels. The minute you put any sort of... Are you finished that beer already?
No, I just almost...
And even another one, Jack?
I almost spilled it all over the car. Don't mind that. I'm right to drive.
Anyways,
I'm good to
as
drive,
we'll
folks.
come, this is what happens at Pirate. You drink beers. If you don't come here and drink beers, you're not welcome.
here. Yep.
So, anyways, as I was saying, so as soon as you put a little bit bigger tyre on, they're terrible. They do not hold 100. They're flat out getting up to speed. They're like grandma on a Sunday going to church. They're pretty bad.
Yep.
However, we were like, well, this is crap. However, factory, they wheel really well.
Yep.
But power-wise, they're terrible. So we kind of went down the avenue of, what are we going to do? We need to make a cool Jimny because, you know what, I'm not even going to lie. I brought this thing, Mrs. 101 Forever, I brought this thing because I was like, I need to make parts for it because they're cool and people love them.
Yep.
Then I went for a wheel. I took it wheeling and I was like, holy shit, this thing is awesome. And then I got in love with it.
Yeah.
And then I've got a love for turbo cars and here we are. So from this engine, everyone thinks that 150 horsepower is their max. They can't do any more. Well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
We've hit 210. Now I went to G&L, got tuned on this setup here.
Yep.
We hit 210 horsepower. I decided that, well, I didn't decide. They decided that I should probably go and get some content with it before I blow it up.
Yep.
Because I just wanted to send it. I think it's got 250 in it comfortably. They're like, look, the motor's holding up well. Cylinder pressure, no one knows. So they decided that we should go get some content, have a bit of fun with it, and then come back after the Melbourne show and we should send it to the moon and see what it does. So currently 210 horsepower, what I believe is the most powerful Jimny in Australia now.
Yeah.
On a stock engine.
Yeah.
But in general, I think, to be fair.
Epic.
But moving forward from there, what we've done is, so we started with an AVO Turbo World kit. Now these are a cheap kit. They're like $3,500 or something for a full turbo kit.
Yep.
Plus you need a tune. You can put that entire kit in, bolt it in, do everything. If you did it yourself, obviously no extra money for install.
Yep.
And get it tuned. You're probably about $5,000 in the hole, to have a turbo kit. And you'll probably get a comfortable 115 horsepower out of it, which is a great upgrade.
Absolutely.
Right? But that wasn't enough for us. So what I did was I binned most of their kit. I kept their manifold because that saves us a lot of work.
Yep.
Also kept their intercooler and their mounts because that saves a lot of work as well. Then we went ahead and we originally plumbed it, and it was totally different to what it is now. And then we went for a tune and we did 113 horsepower.
Yep.
Then we went back to the drawing board, got injectors, and we hit 180 horsepower, 183 to be fair.
Sick.
Then we were like, well, that's not enough. We wanted to do more. Then we got hit by a bus, and then we've done this. So we've done...
That's not a bedtime story, is it, for the kids? No. It's like, it was all going well, hit by a bus and died. Anyway.
Exactly. And it was disappointing, but, we did this. One of my guys, absolute legend, designed this. Got it done before the Sydney show. We got it fabricated by Fabwits Industries out the back here.
Yeah, yeah.
They normally do snorkels, but I sucked him to fabbing that because I didn't have time to do it.
Yeah.
We got the manifold on, and then we went again and we hit 210 horsepower with injectors and everything.
So sick.
And it was mental. But to run you through what we've got, I'll give you a quick run through now. So over here, actually I can't move, can I?
You'll get yelled at by the very angry
So
man.
the cameraman's angry. So over here.
Angry and horny. It's a dangerous combination.
There's something dripping from his.
Yeah, it's weird. You piss yourself? Oh my God, that's weird.
What is
Yeah.
Anyways, so over here, the pink donut you see.
Yep.
So that's actually a Garrett GVC 20 turbo.
Yep.
Turns out a little bit too small for the car now. We've come to find out.
Yep.
But still doing well. That's running 13-pound boost. K&N air filter. 2.5-inch pipe to make sure we make all the right noises.
Yep. Sick. Big dose pipe. I like it.
Yep. Then moving forward from there, we've done a custom plenum as I just explained. Custom plenum in here. I believe it made a lot of difference. We also increased the throttle body. So the throttle body's at the front here now.
Yep.
So it's a forward-facing plenum. This is a 68mm throttle body. We're going to go with that.
Yep.
68mm throttle body, Bosch throttle body. Originally, they were a 42mm or a 38mm throttle body. So they really restricted, and they're a rear entry as well. And it really made them quite restrictive.
Yep.
So we've gone to a 38.
Went from a 38.
From a 38.
That's what my inebriated friend meant to say here.
Exactly what he said.
Yep.
To a 68mm.
Yep.
A 2.5-inch piping right round for the intercooler and that. Then we have 660cc injectors as well, which are Bosch injectors. And the main thing that drives this, but like, you can do all this and get nowhere. The main thing that drives it is the Cyvex ECU. So in the original one, everyone will remember we had a Heltec.
Yep.
Heltec's cool, but this Cyvex is a complete plug and play. It keeps all your safety features, airbags, ABS, automatic brake, and if you're going to run into someone and you forget, lane change, all the bullshit that it comes with, it keeps all that for you. So that was a no-brainer for me this time.
Yeah. No, I think that's impressive. Integrating in with this car, being such a brand new car, really cool. Keeping all that can sort of stuff, I think is gangster.
Yeah, it's
the power, 210 horsepower. Is that 98 or is that
98? That's 98.
Cool. Have you ever been tempted to go corn?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm keen, but Reese and Benny from GNL shut me down a little bit for a minute because they'd rather me go and get more content with it before I send it to the moon.
Yeah.
So to save Benny a rod, that's what we've done. We'll get some content, but after Melbourne show, I've already ordered pistons and rods forged, head studs and a heap of other stuff.
Yeah.
After Melbourne show, we're going to send this one to the moon. I've also found a block at a wrecker, so I can buy another engine if I need to in case I put it right out the block.
Yeah.
But I really want to see where this thing goes factory.
Yeah.
What it can handle factory, because like everyone's stopping at 140, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't make any more.
Yeah.
I actually reckon, sneakily, I think I
dude.
might even get 300, but
Dude.
no one believes
For
me.
how long, we don't know, but it might
Don't
do
worry
it.
about that.
Yeah,
Just one run.
doesn't
One run at
matter.
300 is
That's
all
all
that
you
matters.
need, right? Exactly right. Now, the elephant in the room is the colours. You've gone bright. There's no denying that. I mean, you're a bubbly guy and it's a bubbly engine, mate, and I freaking like it. Was there any thought process behind the green, the blues, the pink, the lime sort of theme, or you just wanted to have something fun and vibrant and tactile and just gangster?
What we were going for here was, obviously the colour's nice, it's blue. The name's Jelyrol, so you wanted jelly colours. So my wife and I, we went looking again, colours, wife. We went looking at prismatic powders where we import all our powders from the States. Now, we were looking for blues and different colours that were real jelly-like on there. And we come across this shocker yellow, which looks green, but they call it a shocker yellow.
Yep.
Now, down the bottom of the page, it actually had a combo someone had done, which was Jamaican teal and shocker yellow. Now, this is like a candy transparent colour on a chrome base. So we had a look at that, and it looked absolutely dope.
Yeah.
And that's what drove the colour scheme. So we were already going to go shocker yellow, and we're trying to find a colour to go with it. But when we seen the two colours together on a rim on there, I was like, man, I'm sold. She was sold. So I was like, right, we're going to order it.
Yeah.
Now, the pink donut, I'm not going to lie. Her scooter's over there. She got this little scooter she wanted.
Yeah.
She wanted me to do pink for that. And I brought a pink for that. It's like a flat pink. And then I was just like, out of just being an idiot, I was like, oh, I'm just going to paint it pink for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind it. It looks pretty cool now.
It worked. I like it. That tiny pop of pink in there goes with the bonnet art that I make. Kai did. I think the whole thing is super, super sick. I absolutely love it. And that's why you can't walk past this car. We said before, you can't walk past it and not just smile and laugh and want to look around at all the colours. I think it's absolutely epic, man. You've done a fantastic job in here. And I'm excited to see you push the limits. I mean, I'm all about pushing limits. I'm about boost, petrol, and ridiculous four-wheel drives. And this is ticking a lot of those boxes. So absolutely well done. I reckon we jump inside. We show you guys some interior mods that James has been busy doing. It'd be rude not to start this thing up and let you guys hear all 200 horsepower of it. Then we'll call it a night.
Any lag.
All right, we're in the guts of Jelyrol, and not a lot of people get in the guts of this thing, and I'm excited to be here. Run us through some of the gear that you've put in here and how you've made it feel like home.
Right, so first thing we've got is a UHF mount. So we haven't released this one yet.
Exclusive, I like it.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure why we haven't. It's been in there for 12 months.
Perfect. Was really testing it to make sure it's good for public consumption.
It's just there.
Very cool.
Next one we've got is a roof console. Now this thing's really, really cool. Stores a lot of things up there like patches, Jelyrol patch.
Beautiful.
Thing
I
that
like it.
on the
I
roof.
Like it. Smack.
That's really, really good. Down here we've got the fire extinguisher mount.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know about this, but a lot of people may or may not know, we weren't doing fire extinguisher mounts. And then the first Jelyrol, I went to Fraser and I went hard. And anyways, a few studs pulled out of the turbo manifold. Turbo leant back. Nearly burnt the car to the ground. I didn't actually have a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I had one in my boat, which was behind the pork roll.
Yep.
and it was a mission to get out. And thankfully the car died. The fire died down. It went out itself. But I freaked out because I was like, man, this car's brand new, first trip, gonna burn to the ground.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
From that, we decided, let's do fire extinguisher mounts. Now, all my cars have them. Next, we have, under the passenger seat here, we have a dual ARB air compressor mount. So this thing's really, really good. The outlet for it's in the engine bay as well. But the cool thing about this bracket is it actually doubles as a dual ARB air compressor or an amp mount. So if you're like me, you can do a custom stereo soon.
Very cool.
Amps go under the seat.
Very cool.
Mounts in. And it also uses the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, nice, tough. I like it. Okay, while we're in here, let's talk driveline, diffs, transfer, if there's anything done, the clutch that makes this whole thing work together. Have you had to do anything like axles? Run us through that.
Right, so we've done a fair bit on the driveline. Number one thing we've done is twin lockers down here. So we've got a front and rear locker.
Yep.
They're e-lockers as well, which is really, really handy. I'm a fan of e-lockers over air lockers.
Same.
Very, very easy to use. Other thing we've done is reduction gears. So we've done the ADD Engineering reduction gears. Sorry, we brought them from ADD Engineering. They're Sumo reduction gears. They're a 105 reduction in low and a 15% reduction in high, which makes them a very, very good reduction. So in low, I think we did a test on another YouTube video. So in low range, factory low, we crawled up this thing here and it took a minute 39, I believe, to crawl the whole way up. Sorry, it took 39 seconds to crawl the whole way up. And then when we put the reductions in, it was like a minute 40 something to crawl. It was nearly a minute slower to crawl the whole way up.
Sick.
I could get out of the car, walk around with it, idle up and come back in. So
dope.
Much better.
Very cool. Very cool. Probably needs it with those bigger tires to help it just slow run down.
Man, way better.
Yeah, sick. And then in terms of axles, tail shaft, anything like that, still all factory?
Everything like that's factory.
Yep.
I'm about to do another diff. So when you rang and was like, yo, let's do a film.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't want to go for a hottie.
Yeah.
On the event in the weekend 3 days ago, I was doing some stuff, as people have probably seen on Instagram, and it made some weird noises that I didn't like. Okay. So I stopped driving it. Yeah. Because I need to go to Melbourne show.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sick. I think this thing is actually a lot of space in here. I'm always surprised. When I jump in Jimnys, I'm like, for such a small car, it's a very comfortable cab. And I think all the things you've done definitely just add to it. A lot of people jam a lot of stuff in here, clutter them up, make it a little bit anxiety inducing to be in. But this is all just done very nicely, and there's a heap of practical space in here. I like it a lot.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Let's jump to the front. We'll say goodbye to the people. Yes. And then there's the fun part. We get to fire it up, limit bash, anti-lag, all the good stuff that you guys have been waiting for. So let's do it. Folks, hopefully you've enjoyed this Sus with Sam, with James, and the Jelyrol, Australia's most powerful stock motor Jimny. I think that's one hell of an accolade to have because there's a shitload of these things out there. And this thing is done so cool. I'm really excited to catch up with you and see this thing again at the Melbourne show. And then it's iterations after the Melbourne show when we really start to push the limits of what these little motors can do. If the people want to find out anything more about this car, you or the products that you offer, where do they go?
piratecamco.com.au or Instagram, Pirate Camco. Pretty active on there, to be fair. So if you want to see any of the cool stuff we do, that's a good spot to go.
Absolutely. Very cool. And as always, guys, if you've liked this episode, make sure you drop a comment, share it around, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we will see you every Thursday forever until the day I die. Anyway, more importantly than that, let's start this thing up. Get a wall and do some anti-lag stuff. You've waited patiently, folks. Do it.
What?